Okay, so very good morning to everyone, and let's start the session. So today the topics we are going to cover are document repository, how you can use that and how you can share folders with your students or staff. Then HRM, how to add an employee and how you can define subject and class access to your different teachers, and how to define holidays. Okay, so topics we are going to cover: document repository, HRM access manager, and creating holidays. First is document repository. So how to create folders and subfolders, how you can upload documents in that, and how you can share it with your staff and students. So after that is HRM. HRM will be seeing adding a new employee and defining the class and subject access that you need to give to the teacher. And creating holidays, that is how to create, define weekly holidays and holidays in general. So we'll start with document repository. For that, you have to log into your using your admin access to your portal. So once you log into your portal, after that, you have to go to document repository. Okay. In document repository, select the academic year. The folder name that you're creating. It can be for various purposes. You can share documents. It can be circulars. It can be notes. It can be, depends upon, it can have various different uses depending upon the school's requirement. So let's say I'm creating class notes. I can enter the details if I want to describe that folder, describe anything about that particular folder, and whom I want to share it with. The divisions, particular division, students, or nobody. So if I select divisions, I can decide over here itself which divisions I want to share with. Let's say I want to share it with 5th onwards. So again, you can decide this access at the starting itself, or over here you can do simply nobody, and later on you can decide whom you want to share it with. Depends upon you. Now, let's say I'm simply creating right now. Okay. So I've created a folder called as class notes. Now over here again, I can create a subfolder. Now here again, I can create different subfolders depending upon the classes. Now in the folder class notes, I'm creating a subfolder, let's say 7th. That means, let's say all the class notes for 7th I want in that particular folder. Again, do I want to share it with over here? Again, I can define whether I want to share it with from here also. So I can select the divisions from here also, whom I want to share it with. A 7 3. That's it. So I've created a subfolder. Now over here, I can upload a file inside that folder. Now there are two options. You can either upload the file directly to the folder itself, or if you're going to specify, like I've specified subfolders for each classes. Now for 7, 6, 8, I'm going to create different subfolders. Then I can upload the file in the subfolder also. Enter description and choose a file. close it successfully. So after that, again, there's a tab of manage folder. Now, if I want to search any folder between any particular date, let's say any previous folder that I had created, then I can select a start date and end date, and I can see the folders that I have created in between that particular date. If I search, there's no particular folder I created in that between that date. Then shared folders. Now over here, I can see all my folders. Like I said, you have an option of sharing while you're creating it itself. But let's say you don't want to share it at that time, you want to share it later on. So you do have an option of either sharing the complete folder, or you can also see which subfolder you want to share. You simply have to click on the share tab. Okay. Now over here, I can see divisions. So I've selected divisions. Now over here, I can see the two divisions that I have selected. Now, apart from this I gave access while creating it. Now let's say, like I said, if you do not give any access, you select nobody while creating a folder. Later on, you can come over here and select the folders and you want to share with. Now, apart from this, let's say if I want to share it with any other class also, I can click those classes. Or I can remove also, and I can simply do update sharing. So in this way, you can create folders, you can create subfolders. This can be used, like I said, for example, the one which I did currently was used for sharing notes. It can be also used for different purposes. If you want to share any particular documents with staff also, that's also possible. You can decide whom you want to share which particular folder with. And you can also create single folders like competition, drawing competition, and you can create subfolders with names and add the documents according to the classes that you want to share to. And you can share the subfolders. So that's the basic flow of how to create a folder, a subfolder, and how to share the folder or subfolder. So if you have any doubts till now in the creation part, you can let me know. Then I'll just give you I'll show you how it looks like from the student login once it's shared.
Also, this can be used, suppose you have policies for staff or something, new joinees, staff joinee leave policies. So you can have a folder for staff, and you can share that folder with only staff. So so your staff can see what all your leave policies are there, or what different kind of documents which you require for the staff to be seen. So that also you can share. So I think you can create one this folder for staff also, so we can show both parent app and teacher app simultaneously. Post this.
Excuse me, Deepesh sir.
Yes, sir.
I have one question. Actually, this part only admin, other already teacher have already just made create folder or not?
You mean to say teacher can create folder or not that way?
Yes, yes.
I think it's their own teacher login also is there, no, Viva?
Teachers, I think they can update, but creating part is admins.
We'll check that teacher login. We'll check
Yes,
teacher login as well.
Yeah. Okay, this only this is the admin part, sir.
Yes. You can give them access to this module. Teachers, you can give them.
We can give them access to the module. Yeah.
Yes.
And they can do it.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
So we'll create one folder for staff as well. Say staff policies. You can create one folder for staff policies.
create a folder for staff
Staff policy.
policies. Then leave policies.
You can just
I just do nobody right now. Then
so creating a subfolder is not necessary. If you don't want subfolder, it's okay. We'll not have a subfolder. So we will directly upload file here. Let's see here. Yes, and yeah, this is a valid. What type of file can be notification error? Okay, let's go
1
back.
second. So there's some error. No, it's saying some database. Just
I will click on back now. Back is not working.
refresh.
Check whether the folders. Go to upload file.
One minute. I'll open it again.
Also, this can be used. Suppose you have your important files or something which you want to store it so for further use or something. So you can store and keep it here. So whenever you want, you can download it and you can make use from here, like your drive. So that also could be one thing which you can use this. Suppose as an admin, you want to. There are a few important documents of the school which you want to just share and keep. Keep it over here. So you can create a folder and no need to share it. You can have it here. So whenever you want, you can download and make use of the document.
So I think there's some issue with the database connection. Can we first show the student side till then, and then we can show the stuff?
No problem.
Okay. So I'll share my screen from my phone. There's one query. Okay, there's one query stating that the size limit. So it's written over there that we can upload all types of files, JPG, Doc, Word, and PDF till 5 MB. If you want, we can later also increase the size. So let's say as a student, I want to check the file that's shared with me. Okay, then go to document repository.
I think there's some this database.
मैडम डेटाबेस का इशू है
हाँ सर
ओके
We'll cover this part, I think.
At the end, we can see how the folder, how it looks like from the student side. But yeah, now I'm able to see. 1 minute, I'll share my screen. Okay. So in students document repository, now for example, I had shared
This is not
one
the
particular
one.
file. No,
this
this
is
is
not
not
the
the
one.
created one.
Can you see the
One
one
we
we have
created.
created?
Try to log out once. It's a database error. Oh, yeah. So I'll share it again because I think when we were sharing the
So you're creating a folder.
Yes,
What,
are you able to see
is
the
that
screen?
folder created? I think folder, yeah, screen is visible.
Yes, sir, the folders created of class notes. There's also a subfolder for
No,
7th
no, we are
standard.
creating a staff folder.
Also
Right? We are
shared.
creating a staff folder. Okay, you're sharing. You're just updating this sharing over.
Yeah, I'm just updating the class note sharing so that I'm just trying to see why it's already shared with
So what's happening? Can you just guide us?
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm just trying to update the folder so that we can see what all different
You have logged into the
files we
student. I'm a student.
added to that. Yes, sir. I've logged into the student, but the document's not getting. I'm not able to see the file. I think I have to log out and log in again. I just tried that. Okay, share my screen.
She's from which class?
7th only, sir.
Okay, so this is how we are going to see it. I think,
Yeah, we can just show. We are going to
Yeah.
see that, and we can download that particular file.
You don't have PDF reader?
I have so far.
Am I PDF user? Okay, fine. So basically, through PDF viewer, we can see these files, right?
Yes, sir. I'm opening that. It's in my file.
Okay, fine. And can you just show how on teacher app it would is seen as an option on teacher login?
Basically in that way you'll be able to see the files. They'll be able to download and open the files on their end. That's about student. Now the second part is about teacher. For teacher first, we need to give them access for that. We need to give them the
No,
access.
but where is the icon? Is it available on Teacher App Doc repository?
No,
I'm
sir.
not able to see.
It's not available on teacher app. We can give them the
Ah.
module access for the document
No, no.
repository.
If we share them in the documents, this option is not there on Teacher App.
No, sir. No, sir. Admin currently only admin can do that. If we want,
No,
we can give.
I'm not asking about sharing. I'm asking about if documents are shared to the staff, can they see it on the Teacher App like this?
No, sir. No, sir.
This option is not there. So if you
No.
want, we can add this as a feature. Okay, I think this is all about. Okay, and you can just share like what all files are accessed. Or what all type of files can be shared, and what have you? There are a few queries. What all kind of files can we share?
Okay,
Upload.
so currently the different types of files that can be shared are these. It can be an image, a PDF, doc, Excel sheet, text file, PPT, Excel.
Basically, all the files, all
types
kind of files.
files here. Currently, the maximum upload we have kept 5 MB, but if you want for any particular school's request, we can increase the size.
Okay, fine. So any queries on this? On doc repository? Okay, fine. So basically, you can use this model to share your documents with students and staff, and also you can use this to store your documents for your internal reference. So from here, you can download. You can see if you want to see what all files have been shared in the document. You can go to Manage Folders, Manage Folder, and you can open that folder. And yeah, from here we can. There should have an option to download.
Yeah,
download.
it's there, sir. There's an option of download and share also.
Yeah, you can download it from here, and so you can use it whenever you want this documents. Okay. So yeah, so this is about document repository module.
That's all about document repository, and basically it helps you keep all your documents on cloud, and it doesn't take any space on your phone. And if you want to again go back to that particular document, you can easily download that as well. So any doubts regarding document repository?
Yes.
We can move to our.
Yes, I'm Shraddha here.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to know, like, what
Yes,
is the
ma'am.
storage capacity of this document repository?
We haven't kept any storage capacity as of now.
Mhm.
Currently, only upload we have kept a limit. We haven't kept how many files you can add per folder or subfolder.
There's one more question. Like, suppose we change our academic year, so still those files will be available to us.
Yes,
Last
ma'am.
year's
You can go to
files,
you can choose the academic year previous also. It will show you the academic year in which it was created.
Fine.
Files would be available. Only you might have to share it again. All your data would be available. Only you might have to share it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Fine. We can proceed to next part.
Next was Access Manager or staff. So first was how to add an employee. So for any staff related, it's usually in the HRM module. So if you go to HRM, and in HRM, whenever you are adding a new employee, the first part was adding a new employee. So you have to just click on add new employee. While adding the employee itself, you can define their staff type, what type of staff they belong to. And if you have created different access profiles, you can define which profile you want to assign them to. Now, if it's a teacher,
This is important. We need to, this giving a profile is important, because if profile is not given, then they won't be able to see the modules. If no profile is defined. I think, but it's compulsory, so they would have to select one profile. while
So
adding
it's
this.
mandatory while
Yes,
adding.
yes. Okay, fine.
So you can fill all your employee details, their employee details, contact
Can
details,
you just add basic compulsory fields so that you can move ahead on the form? Just fill the compulsory data. So you can have date of joining.
You can add all their contact numbers, Aadhaar cards. Now the numbers which are added over here are also important because the notifications will be sent to the mobile number and the email ID. So those need to be correct. Then teaching category. If you have different categories, teaching categories for primary, upper primary, secondary, you can assign that also from here.
There's the option of send login details. So if you click on that, they would receive an SMS with their login detail of the like what is the login detail of the staff.
Then if there is any particular member who's already working in the school related to them.
It's just not related. It could be any family background.
Any family background. Okay, okay. Then the necessary documents like PAN card, Aadhaar card, educational certificate can be uploaded. Then bank details. Now access manager. Whenever you are adding employees, you can while completing the employee form itself, you can give them access to the class and subjects they're currently teaching. So let's say this particular teacher is teaching third A English subject, and I'll add a new class. Now one particular teacher can also teach multiple classes and can also have multiple subjects. Okay, so let's say she is teaching 2-3 classes. I'll add 2 classes as of now, and whichever class she is a class teacher of, that particular teacher is a class teacher of, I have to tick in front of it, is this class teacher in that particular column. So I can add the classes. If there are more classes than one, I can add one by one more classes, and in that way you can define access also. And separation, this will be once the staff resigns, this part you can fill in that particular type and submit. So in that way you can easily add a new employee, and that employee's username also will be visible, or their complete admission form will be visible once you have added them or admitted them, and you can share the username also with them. SMS login SMS will go to the particular registered mobile number for the username and password. But if that particular faculty is present while adding the employee form, you can share them the username there itself and password by default for any new student or pass until they have updated or reset that particular password. So in that we can add a new employee. So any doubts regarding adding a new employee?
Also, this meeting link can be updated here. Meeting link this meeting ID. So if you're using online timetable, meeting ID has to be updated here. So that can be used for your conducting online meetings, online sessions. Okay.
What about employee ID? You can enter your employee ID, sir, at the beginning itself. The first.
If you have any employee ID,
ID.
You can add it. If it's not there, if you don't give any IDs, then automatically you can keep it blank. It's not a compulsory thing.
Is it not possible that the employee ID can be a continuous employee ID? Like if I started from first and I want to add after 10, it should automatically get created after 10. Like auto numbering.
Right. Yes. Auto numbering, yes, true. I think I'll check it whether it happens or not. If it's not happening, I'll ask our team to add that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is all about adding the stuff. Also, if a payroll is defined, if you are using payroll, there will be a payroll tab also where you can add the staff salary details as well. That way. Then next is staff management.
Now for first tab is sending notification to your staff. Any notification, whether you want to send it to all of your staff or staff specific, you want to send notification to any particular staff. Now, as we added an employee, let's say any particular staff you want to update the details for. So in existing staff, you'll be able to see all the staff that you currently have. You can do a quick edit to enter their basic details, or you can click on edit and will open up again their employee form. So if you want to update any details for any particular staff, you can do that easily. Also, if you want to download reports related to your staff, 1 second. So if you want any reports related to your staff, there's a tab of export to Excel, and all the basic details will be exported in that sheet. So if you want a sheet of all the usernames of your staff, that's easily possible. You just have to download an Excel sheet for the same. And in the same way, you, like I said, you can edit any particular staff's info. You can block any particular staff. Let's say someone is resigned from your school, you can block them. Or as an admin, if they are facing any queries and you want to see their account, like yes, in the last session we saw for general register. So for teachers also, you can click on the binocular symbol and directly go into their account. And if they are facing any particular queries, or you want to check out which modules are available for the teachers, you can do that also. So that was about sending notification and existing staff, how to update that. Now, one more tab is that of access manager. Now, there is already many instances happen that already the staff is added, but they are not able to do anything using the app because they don't have the access for it. So access manager is very important if they want to send notifications or if they want to fill marks. The teachers need to have access of the subject that they are particularly teaching for that academic year. Now, again, if you have already defined access previously, you can also change those access. You can edit or delete that. If you have not given access to your teachers, you need to simply select a particular staff, and like the same thing we did in employee form, you can select the class and subject that they are teaching, whether they are the class teacher, and you can add multiple classes also over here. If they're teaching multiple classes, then you can add multiple classes also, and whether they're the class teacher, and you can give access for the same. Access defined successfully. So having access to the class and subjects is necessary, because without the access, the teachers won't be able to send notifications. They won't be able to. You won't be able to set give them a slot in timetable. Also, they won't be able to enter the marks.
One thing I'd like to add here, now if in transfer settings we have what we have given feature is in transfer settings, automatically we are copying last year's access to next academic year as it is. So so I think for your portals also it would be copied, and you can just then edit if there are any changes from last year to current year. You can just change that, edit those access. So rest all, so it would reduce the work. So you don't have to manually go and define all the access. You would just have to change, edit whatever this. Yeah. Then next is subject access request. This will take later on as staff must upload. Okay. What is this query? Can I have a look at what else? Which are there? What address of the employee? Do they have permanent control? Nearest location of landmark. So can and in a staff form, what all do we have? And these forms are customizable. So if you want to add any fields or anything, even if it's not there, we can add it. So adding an address and all this is not a major task. So we can add it if you want. So what we have given is now is address line 1, address line 2, city and correspondence. So by default, this is there. If you want to add a two address like permanent and correspondence, we can add that as well. Have I answered your question, Sir Ravindra Kamble sir?
Yeah, actually, what happened? We require that particular field, like nearest landmark or the location of that person.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
So no, so you can send us an email to our support. We can customize that. We can add that feature. There's an option to add fields, so that can be added here.
yeah, because I saw that there is a address one line and address two line. Only
Yes.
two things are there. What I want, if a person who shifted from Mumbai and working in Pune now, but his or her address, permanent address is Mumbai, and now she is working in Pune. So the
Right.
both are two different addresses.
Both address you would want. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. As a permanent, like in parent form, we have the student form. We have both.
Yes.
Yes. Got it.
Yeah,
No problem.
with the nearest location, so that I
Right.
can trace out that particular thing.
True. Yes.
Yeah.
No problem. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So what we have covered till now here is how to add the staff or all the features on the staff login. Then how to give access to as an admin. Now we have added a new feature on staff login, a staff mobile app, wherein they can access, give you what you call access. They can request for the access.
So I'll show how a staff can request for an access and how as an admin you can check it. So sorry. So as a teacher, we are giving new feature for teachers that whenever the teachers log into the app, they have an option of subject access. Okay. So in subject access, they can submit a request for any particular class. Let's say they are teaching a class, but they do not have the access to it, or they are not able to send notifications or anything for a particular class that they are teaching. They can select which class they want access for. It does ask whether they are the class teacher for that class. They can say yes or no and submit. So in that way, they can submit or request a particular access, and they can also view all the accesses that they have requested priorly. And now as an admin, whenever any teacher places a request for an access, as an admin, I can check that also. Let's say any particular teacher, if they have requested any access to any particular subject they are teaching, but do not have access, they've requested for it. So as an admin, I can go to HRM, staff management, and over here I can see the subject access request. So I can see the teacher's name, I can see which class she has requested access for, whether she's the class teacher of that particular class. And based on that, I can define whether, if that's the information that she has filled is correct, I can decide whether I want to approve or I want to decline that particular request. So I can approve a particular request. Define successful. So that's it. So in that way, teachers can directly request their subject access from their login, and as an admin, you can decide whether you want to give them the access or you want to approve or decline that particular request.
ते म्हणजे आता ते ट्रान्झॅक्शन वगैरे होत नाही ना शनिवार, तर मी त्यांना म्हणलं.
Okay. So the points we have covered till now was how you can add a new employee, how you can update the information of your existing employee, and how you can define the access or edit, request the access also from the teacher side. So any particular query till now?
Okay, so here basically one new feature we have added is the staff can request for access through their mobile app, and you can just approve it. So this is one new feature we have added, and the rest all are, I think, the old features itself, which are already existing features. Okay, so yeah, so that's it about access manager. So now let's go to next. Yeah, so if no queries, we can proceed to the next part, that is defining holidays. So defining holidays is important if, like, to get a proper attendance report with past school conducted days and all this. For that, we need to define holidays. What are the working days and everything. So for that, we go to attendance management, and here we need to define holidays and weekly holiday.
So first is weekly holidays. So for weekly holidays, it might be possible that for different sections, if the Saturday is there or not, weekly holidays are there or not. So you can decide first is the academic year. Then which section I want to define that particular holiday for, so primary. Then which day I want to define as a particular holiday. So is it default?
So is default means it will be a holiday for all. Does it mean that?
Yes, sir. If it's default, then it will be holiday for all.
Okay. But so by default, if it's not defined, it's a holiday on Saturday.
In that way, you can define a particular holidays for a particular section. Now, apart from that, there is also holiday record. Now, for holiday record, you can, for example, you can have different particular days. It depends upon school to school which day you want to keep as holidays. But there are few days that will be holidays for each and every section, and it can also differ section wise also. So in some schools it is there that upper primary does, but secondary does not have a holiday for that particular day. So you can decide first is whether you want to do select all, it is a holiday for everyone. Then you can keep a start date. Now in this case, let's say I'll do 14th. If it's only a one-day holiday, you can remove it. If it's Diwali or something like that, where it's going to be for more than a week, or it can be 2 days back to back, then I'll enter the end date, or I can keep it blank, and I can enter the occasion. And if I have any particular details, I can enter that also and do add. So now what will happen? Now let's say in this particular month, I have defined 14 as a holiday. So that particular day will come as blue. Now, if I go to attendance and simply select one class just to show you the. So see, this particular 14th is coming as blue. So automatically it considers that in attendance that this particular date is holiday. And it's very important for marking attendance and calculating attendance also. So you need to enter all your holidays in the holiday record. And like I said, it can be possible that for different sections you might have certain holidays, but not for the higher sections. So according to that, again, you can select particular sections also, and you can define different holidays also for that. So you can, I showed you how to do a weekly holiday, how to create one holiday, and how it looks like in the attendance. So any particular, any queries till now?
Ma'am, there is one question that
Yes,
while
ma'am.
marking the holidays for different sections, but can we mark the holidays for?
I did. I think the sentence was half. Can you mark holidays for?
He's got mute, or might be.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so you were saying, can we mark and your voice? Can you just repeat your question again?
Sir, there is one question like right now for marking the holidays, can we mark the holiday for different type of staff like teachers, then administrative staff, then the Kais and Dadas and all the different staff. So can we
Okay.
mark those holidays?
That would come in leave management.
That is some.
Because the working pattern is different apart from teacher and the administrative staff in that also.
Right,
So
right, right. So these holidays are for the students, whatever we are defining here. And first, now the query you have asked would be pertaining to leave management of staff. Leave leave management, apply leave and all this. I need to check that point. I'm not very much sure how
We
this
need to
will
check
work.
we need to check the point that we can define. We have an option of defining different leaves for different staff types, but
Yeah, leave would be
attendance
different.
holidays
Holiday.
that needs to be checked. Yeah.
We have that staff shift management and all that. We'll check that. Ma'am, which school are you
Yes,
from?
sir.
Shilpa, ma'am?
we are from New India School. New India School.
Okay, fine. We'll check and we'll revert back. How can that can be?
Yeah, sure, sir. Yes, thank you.
Also, Viva, can you just show how does holidays look on parent app?
Yes, sir. 1 minute. Wait it for 1 second. I'll stop my share and start my share.
There's one query. How will the students be notified of holidays? So we have this on mobile app. There's a holidays section where students can see all the holidays. Currently, we don't notify automatically, but we can run a cron wherein students can be notified. A notification can be sent on the mobile app of the coming holiday, like 1 day before, so that we can definitely add. I'll take this as a feedback.
So in students app, that is the student app, there is a tab of holidays. Okay. So when they click on holidays, now the one which we set right now was for Shiv Jayanti. Second check, a holiday will be defined for the same.
So list of all the holidays would be displayed here.
Visible over here.
Yes. So they can check all the holidays. Yes. So you can define your holidays here, and yeah. So once your holidays are defined and you mark the attendance, automatically all the attendance reports and that would be generated as per the requirement of the government institutes. Like, so you can directly take a printout of the reports and we can do this. Okay, so today we have covered this, I think, 3 parts. First part we covered is a document repository where you can create folders and share the folders with the students and staff. Second is staff access and adding new staff and all that. And third part is regarding holidays. Yes. So any queries on this or any other general query you can ask us? Yes, ma'am?
Yes, sir. If we have only second and fourth Saturday have holiday, then how we can set, sir?
That's, we need to think. I think currently there's no option.
You give an option for optional Saturday.
Yes. We'll check this. Which school, ma'am?
SVNS Pune.
SVNS Pune. Okay, I'll look into it, and you can also create one ticket and keep for that. So we'll see how that can be added.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
This is HR manager from Dr. Cyrus Poonawalla International School. The same questions with me as well because we have first and third Saturday as a holiday. Okay.
So for staff or for student as well? For both?
Both students and staff. Whenever we open the individual teacher's profile, so for their individual documentation, PAN card, Aadhaar card, and their personal documentation that we can attach. Right? So can we customize in such a way that an extra option regarding their updated CV or their background verification form that we do implement? So can we have one more tab to attach such kind of document?
Yes, yes, we can have. Also, I can just in a brief, I can just give you that we have added a new option called as online recruitment. So you suppose your URL is say dcps.prisons.in. You can just open that URL, online recruitment URL. In all the portals, you can just /add online recruitment ahead, and you can share this link for your prospects. This prospective staff who would want to join. They can fill this form, and once the form is filled, you would be able to see it on your admin dashboard. They can upload the resume and everything, and there's an option called as recruitment. No, recruitment.
I clicked the wrong one. Yeah. So recruitment basically gives shows you the form that's visible in that URL, that is a /online recruitment, and also the different posts that you have created. For creating this post, you have to go to settings. In recruitment CRM, you can see all the prospective candidates who have applied, their basic info. And for downloading the resume, you can click and download the resume. And based on that, you can decide whether you want to confirm or reject.
See, in school, what happens is, first of all, you can use this link to, you can, like, whoever wants to apply. So it creates your own database. Means whenever you want for that particular post, today or 1 year or 2 years post, you can have this. And what happens is, it's better to have it here so that, because see, staff keeps on changing, and on one email, then we don't know who has applied earlier, and we don't have database later on. So if you manage it here, so in a single click, you can download who had applied earlier. You can have a database of all the staff with, say, for English, 9th, 10th standard, or what that, or TRT and all these things. So you can have your own database here, and you can use this. So all the schools we have created this, like your URL /online recruitment. This link you can share with your prospective staff who would be your, what you call prospective staff or whatever. And regarding that forms, we can definitely customize. We can add few fields, whatever we want.
Okay. So this is till recruitment. It is okay, but once our the staff is finalized for the academic year, okay. So whenever we open their profile, there should be something extra. Whenever it is necessary. For example, background verification PDF files I can generate and I can attach them. Okay. So any case in the future regarding the legal or judicial matter, so that we can have that file and we can submit to the respective authority if it is asked for. Okay. So all that time we cannot maintain a paper file. Okay. So instead, such kind of extra tab could be added.
No problem. We can do it. You can just send us an email. What all fields do we want, and we can get it added.
Okay. Sure. No problem.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
If you do have any requirements regarding forms, you can put us a mail at support@prisons.in.
Yes. Any other queries for the topics, or any other general query besides what were the points we have discussed? You can ask. Yes, anything? Okay, then thank you all for attending today's session. So take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everyone, for being part of the session. And sir, will conclude.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you each and everyone for attending the session, and I hope you have.
Thank you so much, Viva ma'am and Prijam person. Thank you so much, Makaran sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.